Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to get your hydrometer calibrated on your humidor. Now, if you haven't already seen my previous video, I did a full unboxing on this particular humidor, and in that video I explained how you can figure out if your own hydrometer is calibrated or not. So I'll be leaving that video up on the top of this video as well as in the description so you guys can check it out. But pretty much if you get yourself a paper towel, you wet it and you put it on the other side of the hydrometer, leave it for 2 minutes, it should go all the way up to 95% humidity on the hydrometer, and if it doesn't, then it's not calibrated right. And so you're going to need a flathead screwdriver to be able to calibrate it. So to really get it precise, I would highly recommend that you get yourself a digital hydrometer. Now, I already had mine. I have 2 of them that I've used. I've had for about 6 months, and I've used them for plants and that sort of thing. So I was lucky to have one. But if you don't, I would still highly recommend that you buy yourself a digital hydrometer, because I don't know any other way to really get this calibrated right. And so what I did, it took about, I would say, 5 hours, just because you really have to be making very small micro changes to the back with the screwdriver to really get it right. So I went ahead and just left the digital one inside, and as you can see, it's reading 66% humidity. And so essentially what I did was I put it in there, I left it in there, and this analog hydrometer was reading 85 while that was in the 60s, 68s. And so what I would do is I would open it, I would use the screwdriver to move it closer to the 70s, so it was 79. I would close it and then wait about an hour. Why an hour? Because this analog hydrometer does take a long time to get to the right humidity, the correct humidity that it's supposed to be in. This digital one, within 5 minutes, I know it's reading a very accurate reading of the humidity, but this one actually takes a long time. If you just wait 30 minutes, you're probably not gonna have it correct, because it would still take a lot longer for it to get to the right humidity. So I would recommend waiting an hour between every micro adjustments you make to this analog hydrometer. And so that's what I was doing. So then when I would close it, I would wait 1 hour, I would check the digital reading, and then I would check the analog, and then if the analog was still reading higher than the digital, then I would go ahead, open it, turn it a little more towards where it's supposed to go, whether it's lower or higher. In this case it was lower, so then I would go lower to the 60s, and then I would close it again. I would let it adjust. Both of them would have to adjust, so I would leave it another hour, wait until they got to their correct humidity levels, then I would recheck. And finally, I think I'm pretty accurate with both of them. I'm really happy with where it's at. So this particular hydrometer, every single slit or every single tick is 2 degrees. So we have 60, 62, 64, 66, 68, and the needle is sitting right in between the 66 and the 68, which is perfect, because this digital one varies as well. Sometimes it wants to go up to 67, and so having this right above the 66, almost hitting the 67, is perfect. It took me about 5 hours, 5 little micro adjustments, but I'm really happy with where it's at right now. It's pretty accurate, and yeah, that's pretty much how you calibrate your own hydrometer. Highly recommend to get you a digital hydrometer, just so you can compare and make sure that it's the correct humidity. I'm gonna leave a link to both the humidor as well as the digital hydrometer that I used, so you can go check them out yourselves. Make sure you like this video if you found it helpful and consider subscribing.